Y'all, anytime we've ever, let's say, tried to go against our own bodies, like when someone with money puts their arm around our shoulders and you know it's clammy and cold and they start rubbing, you just put yourself in a different place and you think of money. I can help my family. I can buy shoes. I can buy nice things. And that's exactly what Kathleen did this episode when Jamie reached over and you saw her just physically shut down.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes, let's love. I think you have different life experiences than me.
Did you see that, though? When he started rubbing on her?
Yes, but I didn't relate to it as a scene from my dating life.
I guarantee you, any woman who is out there who has ever who tried to convince herself that I should like this guy because he should tick these boxes.
Oh, I did do that.
Yeah. And
I did do that once. He was a redheaded guy. It never would have worked.
that's not what this is.
Two redheaded people
check
can't
that
date.
Redheaded privilege.
What? Mine's fake. It's not even real privilege.
This is her trying the best she can just to get along and just to make a better life for herself. And it's awful. And y'all,
who deserves it more, Kathleen or Michael?
I don't even think you could put them in the same category. I think Michael deserves a visa so loaded with perks.
He deserves the Delta Diamond or the United Premier of visas.
He deserves Diners Club visa, Amex Platinum visa. He needs to walk through the world, and people just give him things.
That's true. After this shit,
y'all, this is 90 Day UK.
90 Day UK,
episode 5.
Season 3, episode 5.
I just got to Atlanta today.
Happy wife, happy life.
A weekend in Chicago. You've been here for a while.
I visited with Framley. I know you love that word. No,
it's a made up word, but that's fine.
I have friends that live in. Did you just spill that on you?
No.
Oh, y'all, Poodle and I are drinking. I'm a couple in because we're easing back into vacation from vacation. From 2 days off.
2 days off. 2 days off on the road.
They live in Powder Springs, where's Angela? Hazelhurst, right there.
That's
which is
very
right
south. That's very south.
So they're basically Marietta.
Yeah.
Not Oklahoma, where my grandpa's family's from, but Marietta, Georgia. That's where I was. It was very beautiful.
There's a Marietta, South Carolina, too.
Really?
And there's a Marietta friend here.
There is a Marietta. I wrote that. Way to get a callback. So, y'all, I want to thank y'all for your thoughts and prayers or energy. We made it through the hump. Do you want me to take those pillows off that couch?
Stop it. Stop being codependent.
No, I just want you to be comfortable.
I am. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Is it more comfortable if you sit and face me than rather lay on there like you're about to get
going
like you're
a
Poodle? Y'all, if there is a chaise or a half couch, Poodle's gonna lay on it like a Parisian courtesan that's about to get fucked.
I'm like an odalisque. Like just nude,
don't know what that is.
Nude reclining, and you'll just see one breast, one bare breast.
Okay, I do know what that is.
Painted by Matisse.
You really should have a chaise. A chaise.
I need one.
Chaise,
It's a chaise, I believe.
You really should have one.
The French way is chaise, but I guess you could say chaise.
Anyway, we want to remind people because it's coming up, and we don't want you to come for us. But we're going to be on vacation. We're taking off the week of July 4th.
We are. Well, it's the whole week.
Be prepared. We're going to have shows.
We're having content.
We're having content to air that, but don't message us. Don't ask for an instant response. If your Patreon RSS isn't connecting on July 3rd,
I'm out.
We don't give a shit. Poodle somewhere.
You're on a staycation. I'm going to Tahoe. I'm going to say this now. You don't have to go to every cousin's wedding. You should not feel...
But I like this cousin. I love her. Like, I actually want to go.
Again,
it's just her family
can't relate.
Her family gets very praisey. So, like, in the middle of the wedding, they'll all be, like, holding their hands up and singing.
That would make me not go.
And I don't want to see that
That
part.
would make me not go.
Shout to the Lord. All that
the
shit.
earth, our God is an awesome God. He reigns. Y'all, the only
We're
reason
giving people trauma
I know
when
a
we do
lot
that.
of those songs is because of that one commercial.
It's that commercial.
I told you I bought that for my friends to listen to because we were joking in it. And then we only wanted to listen to the parts that from the commercial. And so we're like, this kind of sucks.
Now, you had a celeb sighting in Chicago.
I did.
Yes.
Sasha Colby. I went to this weird pride party. I went to this weird like pride party in this hotel, and my gentleman friend was invited. He's a mover and shaker.
He kind of is.
And we also saw Ashmal. Is it Ashmal and Rahman? Ashmal. No, it's not Ashman.
What's his name? Ashmal?
I think it's Ashmal and Rahman from that show. What was that show? You're not going to know.
It was a Scott Evans.
Yeah, but what was the call?
From Couple to Thruple.
You do remember it.
I loved that show. I would cover that season
They were
2.
there and acting like complete whores.
Which is what they did on the show. They fucked the third guy who was hot and had a big dick. I can't believe you didn't ask if that guy had a big dick. I would have asked.
I did not. They were doing gross network stuff. And I did not
realize that you're important. You have a podcast.
In their world. And they're like, and Rahman's like, did you say bad things about us? And I went, yes, I did. No, we're reality gays. He's like, never heard of it.
That's my favorite.
Actually, he tried. He's like, oh, yeah. Fake bitch.
Why do I love it when no one knows who we are? That should.
It's my favorite response.
It's my favorite.
Although I got in an Uber in Chicago, and I said, they asked me, because, my least favorite thing in the world is when someone starts talking to me in an Uber.
But in Chicago, they're all nice and they talk to you. God, I love that city.
Anyway, I do love Chicago.
Good time.
So they're like, what do you do? I'm like, yeah, I'm a podcaster. And I'm like, what's your podcast about? I always want to make up something so I don't have to explain it. So I was like, archaeology, fossils.
We talk about digs.
Fossils. Mm-hmm. Pompeii, mostly.
Mostly, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because that maybe they would just stop asking questions.
Yes.
But I say I talk about reality shows and mostly 90 Day Fiancé. He's like, oh my God, my wife is obsessed with that show. He's like, wait, are you? He's like, I could say he was trying to figure out. I was like, is it? You're both two gay guys, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I said, I think your wife probably listens to it, but we're the only two gay guys who cover 90 Day Fiancé. She's like, she listens nonstop. So there's some
Did you tell her your poodle?
I said, he's like, oh yeah. He's like, I think I've heard her talk about you. He's like, I don't watch the show. I just like let her on and do her own thing. So an Uber driver's wife in Chicago listens to us.
That's
And
weird.
if she's hearing this now, she's squealing.
She is.
And she's probably...
Vanessa, you're welcome.
Yes. Hermione, you're welcome.
You can't get comfortable on this couch.
I'm fine. I'm just kidding. I'm into a little crevice.
Why don't you drink your drink I fixed?
Stop taking care of me. I'm fine.
Y'all, he hates it. He hates it. All right. Anything else? I think we're caught up. So
we have live shows in Atlanta.
I'm sorry, I didn't tell the dates. We are taking the vacation the week of July 4th. So basically,
but it's actually the week of the 30th through
the 6th.
Yeah.
So we're off then. I think we're going to be talking about. I think we're going to get shows covered early. So, but you're still going to have content. Don't fret.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there might be a little less that week. Also, we want to remind people we're bumping up the for the people on RG Plus on the $15 tier. We are bumping up the YouTube Live from instead of the last because we're off. That's going to be on June 23rd.
Oh wow. Okay.
We're flying back that day, so unless our flight's delayed, we should be good.
Okay.
Well, we talked about it.
I know. I think I did put it. I think I already put it on the calendar.
I moved it on the thing.
I literally can't think that far ahead.
It might be. I know, but we have to.
I know.
So that's okay. You're so on tour stuff. That's fine. We split it.
So y'all,
the time might be. I'm going to look at our time of our flight. It might be at 5:00 instead of 4. Be aware. We'll let you know.
But can we just not talk about this?
I'm trying to prep people now because they're going to go, "When's the live? You didn't tell me."
We're
it's
doing
like
the
people
best
who
we
message us
can.
and say, "Are you on tour right now?"
I'm like, are you alive, bitch?
Because
are you awake?
People still ask us, when are y'all going on tour? And I'm like, are you listening from 3 years ago?
Wake the fuck up.
We're on tour. Anyway,
y'all need to be informed.
You still have time to get tickets to our ATL show.
And Charlotte.
Portland, Seattle, Vancouver,
and San Francisco, and also LA and Las Vegas.
Y'all, I've got a message. We've been messaging, but Cody Kersley from Riverdale might come to our show in Vancouver. I don't know what I'm going to do.
He may need to bring extra security.
Can we interview him?
That would be ridiculous.
It would.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
So do we start the show?
Yeah, let's start the show with hi.
He actually did that. Did you hear him when Jamie came in? He goes, hi.
He did.
Hi.
And I laughed. Again, he's giving Walmart greeter vibes.
This woman is a saint.
Boy.
She is. You could just tell her she is just biding her time.
Oh, she just wants to go to the UK and get Invisalign. That's all she wants.
She needs to murder his mother. It just needs to happen.
Do you think she'll ever get over there because of the mother?
He's gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
He will keep doing weird shit. He needs to find someone.
Also, he doesn't make enough money. Kathleen didn't go to the Olga school.
Unfortunately, she did not.
You've got to get someone that at least makes 7 figures.
It really could have helped her. Just a couple of summer courses at the Olga Putilskaya Institute. So Jamie and Kathleen, they're at the beach. She's like, I don't really love it. He does, but because I don't know how to swim. And she's like, and I don't really like he's got hair over his body because it's hard to put on sunscreen. So
how did you feel about her just rubbing all over him? Explain your reaction.
He asked her to because this is someone that I would not be surprised if they had an adult diaper or adult baby fetish.
Kathleen?
No,
or Jamie. Okay.
This is someone who needs to be taken care of because that's what was modeled for him. His life is doing things for him and him acting like a helpless baby. And that sadly is what he's looking for. And he's so dense that he says, yeah, everyone tells me to find a Filipina girl to look after me. And she just went, but it's supposed to be 50-50.
It supports my, when I said like 2 episodes ago when he broke up with her and then he talked to her friend, I was like, I fear this guy has like a Filipino fetish thing. He does.
It's that, but it's so much more. He sees them as,
but not in a
meek,
sex way,
submissive,
but more
helpers.
They wipe his ass and do his chores.
He's gross. And he says, and he keeps saying things like, I seem to attract women who just want to take care of me. And I went, I bet it's in your fucking profile.
Yeah.
That's why you attracted, you son of a bitch. And he says, she's like, you need to do things for me too. He's like, but I do romantic things for you, like calling you love and taking you to nice restaurants and buying you clothes. She catches him at me and says, you don't buy me clothes. And like hits him suggestively with a sunscreen, which I enjoyed because I want to do that.
I know you do.
Anyway, and so then what's left but to call his mother?
Call mom.
He's like, because I know you love the beach, mum.
Nothing is a boner killer like calling your mother. Full stop. And Kathleen,
I'm surprised you haven't tried that on a date.
I might have answered when she called. Like, sorry, it's just going to be real quick. She's at a knitting festival right now. She needs my advice.
I can see it.
I think, Kathleen knows what's up. I think she knows that this mother is crazy. And I feel like she's trying to play the long game on this. Because while he talks to her, she's just zipped up silent, not saying a word.
Well, she said the last time she talked to her mom, it wasn't good. And again, and this was after he's like, come here, doll, and like grabbed her. And I swear to God, y'all, like the way I talked about Clayton's hands, Jamie's hands are perpetually sweaty. Doesn't matter where he is.
Great.
They're clammy. They're sticky. And if you're gagging right now, you should be.
Because
that's how his touch feels on your back and your shoulders. It's disgusting. And his breath is always sour milk. Total sour milk breath.
Sucking on a teat.
Possibly.
My face is very grossed out right now.
It should be.
So they go to dinner that night, and they're meeting up with friends Marietta
and David. I guess David's the husband of Marietta, and they know, as he said, they know I cheated on Kathleen. What's sorry, cheated.
Thank you.
What's weird here is that it's almost like been commonly agreed upon that now he actually did cheat, even though he says he didn't. So that's the idea about this.
Again, it's the jump of 90 Day UK that it's like they had a conversation.
Well, I think it's more than that. I think that he sees these women as who take care of him as they kind of know better. And they decide something, and he just like, okay, I like that story better.
I agree with that. I think that's part of, he's like, you're going to take care of me, so I'll go along with what you say.
Yep. You're my mom.
But she tells him, at the beach, I don't think we talked about this because we were talking about clammy hands. He says at the beach, or she says at the beach, you need to take care of me more.
Right.
Because you said he talked about the ways he does, but she says that's not enough. You need to take care of me more. I don't think he gets that. They're at dinner. I want to say this. Is Marietta too invested in her friend's happiness?
I wrote down, why is Marietta crying?
Like, I was trying to imagine, when would Poodle ever be so upset at a relationship? I was in a pretty shitty past relationship. But
I never cried over it.
You would never cry over it. I wouldn't cry. I'm codependent. I wouldn't cry over yours.
You know what this feels like? This feels like a woman she's known, and the woman kind of feels like she's her daughter.
Because she looks a little older.
Yeah, it feels like it's that kind of relationship. But I was kind of like you two. I'm like, Marietta, you may need to set some boundaries with people.
Although if
naughty Marietta,
if you were trying to get me to
an operetta by Victor Herbert.
What?
Naughty Marietta.
There's an opera.
That's an operetta.
Naughty Marietta by who?
Victor Herbert.
Please tell me that
He
man.
wrote Babes in Toyland.
That man's gay, right?
I don't think so. Shockingly.
Naughty Marietta.
Naughty Marietta.
I will say that's a great singable name.
Come.
Marietta.
Come for the 90-day Fiancé recaps. Stay for the obscure American, European operettas.
Naughty Marietta.
Naughty Marietta.
Sure. Do you like it?
I don't think I know anything from it. I just know the title.
All right. Well, good for you, Victor Herbert.
He also wrote that. Remember that song? I want to be a prima donna. Yes, I knew you. Yes.
That man has to be gay. Hold on. Let me look this up. Victor
I don't think he is.
Gay.
I don't think he is.
Yes, he has to be.
This was like the 30s.
Are you sure?
Or the 20s, maybe. Or even older.
His wife. Oh, his wife
Wife
was a
in
prima donna
parentheses.
at the Met.
Yeah.
No.
He was a fag in just in all but name only.
Yeah. He wrote.
Babes in Toyland.
Is that an operetta?
Operetta.
I don't know it.
I'm shocked that you don't. It's so up your alley. It's so gay.
He wrote an opera called Eileen.
Yes.
Just Eileen. Naughty Marietta, Sweetheart.
The Enchantress, which is from the Prima Donna, is from.
I
can't believe I know. This is way back in musical theater history that I taught.
I am shocked, but I don't think this guy was gay. And I am shocked and appalled by this.
Can we move on?
There's a song from Naughty Marietta called I'm Falling in Love with Someone.
I honestly don't know the opera at all. I just saw Marietta and I went, Naughty Marietta. That sounds like who is that? Jussi Björling?
I don't know. That's not a girl. That's gonna be a boy. Y'all, sorry. I'll be honest. I had a martini and a beer and poodle set. So this show's going off the rails already. We're getting back in. This might be a buzz show. All right, let's get to this. They're at dinner.
Wow.
Marietta, you know what? That is your fault. You brought this up. This wasn't me. And now I want to listen to Naughty Marietta. Hi.
So y'all, Marietta takes Kathleen off with her. And I wrote down, why is this woman crying? And he's like, I hope his promises are real. I will never trust him again.
The side-eye is
Yeah.
strict.
And Kathleen says, maybe once a cheater, always a cheater.
Do you think that? Once a cheater, always a cheater? That's so said all the time. I feel like that's indicative of the situation, not always.
I think we've talked about this before, that cheating is never about the other person in the relationship. It's always about the person who's cheating.
But do you think that it's so the person who's cheating, do you think if they cheat in this relationship, they'll cheat in another?
Well, they need to figure out something in their relationship.
So it's got to be an awakening.
I'm not the one to ask about this because I know I cannot ever not have an open relationship.
That's fair.
So honestly, it's better for me that I don't cheat if I'm in an open relationship.
Because you're never cheating.
I'm not cheating.
You're just fucking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because communication.
Yeah.
That's the thing with, I shouldn't call it, relationships that are not open require a lot of communication. Open relationships require even more communication.
I don't know more. I would say different.
Okay.
But
I'm saying,
I think all relationships need a lot of
Let me
communication.
clarify what I'm saying. A different level of communication than it's just than a lot of other relationships that are not open have. You have to talk about sex in a different way.
I do think open relationships often invite more vulnerable conversations about other things in the relationship. Because you have to talk about the sex part.
Right.
And you have to talk about the potential.
And how you feel about the sex part.
Potentiality, the potential. Is that a word?
No, I wasn't saying
But
that.
no, I'm saying you have to talk about that someone, you might not fulfill your partner's needs sexually.
Right.
So they need something else to feel more complete, or they need to.
I don't know if that's always the reason for open relationships.
No, but I mean, if someone wants to fuck someone else in your relationship, then I will say there is a clearness that something about just the dynamic of either it's two-person or something about that. It's not about you per se, but something about the two-person dynamic doesn't work for them. They need something else. Like, you can't take just one dick. You need a football team every once in a while.
It's not a zero-sum game.
No, but I'm just saying that that's such a vulnerable thing that a lot of us fear in relationships is. That's Angela and Michael. That is so many of these relationships. I'm not the one for them. Are they cheating on me? Am I not enough?
Right.
You have to get over the fact of am I enoughness?
That's what
I think. That's
what I was saying. Is it's not that one is superior to the other. It's that you just have to have a different sort of communication that a lot of people who don't have open relationships.
That's true.
Talk about.
And I'm not saying that's the way to go. I don't know if I'm an open relationship person. I don't think I am.
I'm pretty sure I am.
But I think we know you are. So Marietta side-eyeing. They're disappointed. Kathleen takes Marietta and the friends go off. And Kathleen says to her, Marietta, you have dirty eyes.
Dirty eyes.
And Marietta says, I'm very upset. And then she starts crying. And she said, I'm just upset that he's saying he's loyal, but he cheated. I hope his promises are all real. I can never trust him again. And I went, God.
Yeah. The only thing that would make sense here is that she feels like she's like a mother to the woman.
I don't know. I can see that that's true, but that's the only. I'm just saying that to make sense of it.
Otherwise, it's giving me Mrs. Danvers.
I think it's more
Rebecca.
Yeah, I think it's more that.
Y'all, I'm talking about lesbian tendencies.
And a very old movie, which is a great movie. It's a book, actually.
It's a book. Yeah.
Who wrote it? I'm sure you
Daphne
remember.
du Maurier.
Lesbian?
I don't think so. I don't know. Hitchcock film.
Rebecca was a Hitchcock film?
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. It's a great film.
And lesbian Mrs. Danvers. She's not lesbian.
She's not very lesbian in the movie.
That's true, but in the book, I think she is very lesbian in the movie. I think she's it's coded lesbian.
Oh God! Don't get started on coded lesbian. Your favorite thing.
It is my favorite thing. So y'all, the next day, she's asking Kathleen about she's like, does Marietta not like me? And she goes, no, I think medium not like not rare, not well done, not like medium.
And Jamie's like, it looked like she was crying. And she's like, well, she was hurt because you cheated. Remember, if you hurt me, you hurt them. And
she says, I'm looking forward to the day. He says, I'm looking forward to the day when you have no doubts about me and defend me and have 100 million% faith in me.
Faith in me. And Jamie says,
again, there is no percentage greater than 100. Stop saying it. It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's a ratio.
And Jamie says, she says my mama's competition, but what can I do? I'm stuck in the middle.
I'll tell you what. Hi. I'll tell what you can do.
You stand the fuck up for yourself.
You can stop making it a kink for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to find someone besides your mom who's going to abide your fucking mother and compete with your mother. Or you're going to find someone who's going to take you for everything you're worth, like it sounds like your last girlfriend did.
The last two girlfriends.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
Yeah. And Jamie also says, I'm waiting to prove that I'm the right man for her and propose to Kathleen.
Oh, he is
proposing. Purposing.
Sissies, we're going to take a break from the live show to remind you that this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy.
Because, y'all, we're all going through something, and ain't nothing wrong with a little help sometimes.
For real. I'm always so grateful when sissies come up to us after our live shows and tell us they started therapy for the first time.
Yes, starting therapy is a lot like marrying a 90-year-old Chinese businessman. It's never too late.
Lord.
That is my favorite part of this tour. When people realize that they're not alone. Well, that and when they introduce me to their husbands.
Can you be serious for once?
Fine. I think I'm touched by the sissies who use our show as a place for a break from something difficult going on in their lives. And I hope that we remind them of all that they've accomplished. Yes, you're feeling depressed and you don't want to get out of bed that day, but you did. You got up. You got ready. You came to see a family of sissies who just wanted to laugh with you. And that is strength.
Oh my God, Poodle. I never thought of it like that. I'm so moved.
And then they get to see my creamy shoulders and my shapely legs. How can you be depressed after that?
Sissies, when life goes so fast, it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins. And it's also a good halfway point to make adjustments for the rest of the year. Therapy can help you take stock of your progress and set achievable goals for the next 6 months.
Agreed. There is no failing in life, only trying, and that's okay.
Oh my God, you're on fire today.
Yes, beloved. My therapist has pointed out my perfectionist tendencies and reminded me that I've never had a history of failing. Sometimes it's a completely different path than I imagined, but her story tells me I always get there.
And for me, therapy is a non-judgmental place for me to voice my fears and hopes without someone brushing them off. Sometimes it's just good to know my therapist is going to have my back unconditionally.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
Sissies, it's okay to take a moment.
Visit betterhelp.com/realitygaze today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/realitygaze. Can we talk about Salmon Ollie? Boy, someone really showed their ass this episode, didn't they? I had no idea from when the first episode that aired that I would like Ollie more than Sam.
Same.
I still think he might be Sarper's son.
I don't think that's wrong in an assumption.
I also need to say his eyebrows are perfect chevrons, like perfect little arrow tips.
They do look a little, of course, yeah, they do look a little cartoon angularish.
It does feel like someone created an angry face.
I agree.
Now, I don't know if you noticed when they were going out, she put on her eyebrows so thick, like she was going to match his. Okay, I'm going to need you to go off on her going out.
So first
of
all, so she's like, it first starts with she's flying there. There's videos of her taping herself like on the escalators of the airport. I thought we had a new cast member because it was her clean face without any makeup.
Yeah.
And I did not recognize her.
Yeah.
Because this woman is beat beyond an inch of her mother tucking life.
I don't think that your makeup should be done that way, that we don't recognize you without makeup.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Circle gets a square.
Step away.
I agree.
From the foundation.
Well, it's actually eyebrows really, Anastasia, whatever, who does RuPaul's Drag Race, bitch was right. Eyebrows completely change your face.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've seen when you put on your eyebrows and I put on mine, I think you wanted to get yours microbladed at one point.
Yeah.
Are you still going to do that or no?
They say it hurts really bad.
You get fucked in the butt. What hurts more than that? A big dick. I feel
fair.
like what,
but that actually has a good thing at the end.
Isn't it fucking God? That makes me believe in a God in a little bit. That God said, "Hey, I'm going to give men a G-spot, but it's up their asshole."
God's got a sense of humor. And y'all, that's why gay men work so hard.
That's why. It's true. It's true. So Sam, the eyebrows, the eyelashes, also later on when she beats her face.
Oh my God.
Her face is like this yellow.
Oh, why do they do that with
undertone.
that foundation? Who tells these women, or why do they think that yellow looks good?
Because they don't have the right foundation, and people want to take the pinkness out of their skin because they don't want to have flushness. But I often say, if you have a little pink in your skin, that's okay. You just don't have to wear blush.
Yeah.
Because you have natural blush. That's the whole point of blush. It's for people with more sallow skin who don't, whatever. But the two things, she paints her eyebrows and she fucking contours the life out of her nose.
Yeah.
Y'all, because she kind of has like a very wide...
She's a broad nose.
A wide, broad nose. And she paints that thing like a motherfucking French portrait.
So y'all... The whole thing in the beginning is she's worried. She needs to sit down with him and have a conversation.
Yes.
And he is getting flowers, putting rose petals in the room. This is a little different because in a way, I think unless we were seeing like the mask slip last episode and this is him with the mask on, it's like he's decided to be a different person this episode. Like he actually seems to like her.
I do feel like it's a different person from what we saw.
Yeah.
I think he's turning it on.
Okay.
I still think he's scamming her.
Oh, 100%.
I think we just see that he's turning it on.
So he's just
I
not...
think this guy's really fucking good.
He's just not letting the mask slip.
Yeah.
But I think he actually shows his frustration some.
I think he gets frustrated about her and he wants things to be easier with her.
Yeah.
Because as he said, and we see it, y'all, she is jealous as fuck.
And she's kind of a shitty person.
Kinda. She's a horrible shrew.
She's a shrew. Yeah.
It's a great word for her.
So y'all...
Because Allie says she is jealous. He didn't even button the top of his shirt because she doesn't like for him to show it.
And as he says, if you feel the love, you have to jealous. And I'd never heard jealous used as a verb before.
You have to jealous.
You gotta jealous.
Hey.
You gotta jealous. What's that commercial? Are you gelling?
Now you're someone that's known to have been jealous.
Less so, but do
you feel like for you to love do love and jealousy have to coexist for you?
No. I think it's less jealousy in that I don't want them to be with anybody else. And I would rather them die than be with someone else. That's not jealousy, though.
Okay, so Sam and Ollie, they're doing well. He kisses her, they hug, and they're like, it's not good when they both say, hey, I think for this trip we should not argue. And he's like, yes, not argue. Let's not argue.
How long is this bus trip back? He goes to pick her up at the airport.
4 hours, and she's like, well, he brought me flowers, but at least bring me flowers. So I'm talking to her
she also says this is the least he could do. He should do more. And I don't know if she just resents the fuck out of him for a reason I can't figure out, or she's trying to prepare. Or what I think is she's trying to run him off so she won't get hurt.
I think she can't accept love.
Well, yeah,
fake or real.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I think that's it feels so uncomfortable for her to sit in affection.
Yeah.
That's why she teases him all the time. She's always putting him down, like kind of that poking.
Yeah.
The worst.
So anyway, y'all.
The next morning they wake up and Allie's like, it's amazing. I wake up and my first vision is Sam. And I went, you need to look at some different visions. Because she did not look at. But so
Jesus.
they decide not to argue that day. And And she's like, Sam says,
When he says, "Can I eat you?"
"Can I eat you?" And Sam says, "Well, if you just do as you're told, then you're fine." And he's like, "But you want 1,000% attention." And
Again.
she does not deny that. She says, "Yeah, yeah."
And he says, "So it's just all these girls at your work." It's interesting. There's so many people in this season that have the same issues. People who work in hospitality in other countries their whole job is to entertain and make sure these guests feel flattered and like.
I know. I talked to and my friend, we went to her kid's pool party. You would have hated it, but I enjoyed it. Let's be honest. There was Costco pizza and cake.
Don't love Costco pizza.
It's really pretty good.
Really?
But it wasn't bad. But here's the thing. The party was a Super Mario Brother themed party. Great. Everything Super Mario 3. The cake was Minecraft.
What the fuck? If you can't match your cake's theme.
And I'm sure the kid wanted a Minecraft cake. I'm like, but then have a Minecraft party.
You'd have to. You need to argue with your child at this point. If your child wants a Minecraft cake, they're going to have a Minecraft party. Your cake has to match your theme.
So
that is number like 58 in the gay rule book.
I knew this would set you off.
That is fundamentally incorrect.
It wasn't correct. But I met a woman there who's from the DR, and apparently the resort we're going to is very famous. She's like, it's this huge, one of the best resorts. And
you asking about Happy Boys?
I asked
her about Happy Boys.
About and I said, I watch 90 Day Fiancé, and there's always some American person getting with someone from the DR. She's like, oh, they don't care if you got a wedding ring or not. She said, gay or straight, get ready. And I went, woo! So I think I might get a man.
If
I can't get dick down in the ER, then who can I get?
Can we make sure we divest you of everything reality gaze before you go?
You know, I'll leave the business card at home.
How about this? Why don't you give everything to me before you go to the DR? And so you won't, so that way you have no financial, and then you can get it back when you come back. If you don't come back with a Dominican happy boy.
What would you do if I fell in love with a DR happy boy?
I would put a stop to that. It's liability, actually, for my own brand. I would have to put a stop to it. I don't know how I would do it. I would go in. I would mobilize immediately. That could not happen. It endangers my financial.
It would. Don't worry. I won't do that.
Yeah. I would have to make sure he would be exposed.
I'll tell them my name is Rocky.
You're not a Rocky.
Look like a Rocky.
Nope. So anyway,
Tommy?
She basically says, it's the girls that you work, the girls at your work, the guests who always come back. I'm like, that's who you are.
That's who you are, bitch. But that's why, because she feels like he's going to have other people.
Yeah.
And he's like touching her, and she's like, stop stroking my head. I'm not a dog.
Now, when she says, if I'm the one paying for the visa, I want all the attention.
Gross.
It gets worse. Anyway, this lunch, he's arranged it. I think all of this was super sweet and
very
nice.
Sweet.
And
part of the con, yes, but very sweet. Special table.
And she's like, oh, it's
wines.
rose wine. Y'all, this was rosé.
It was rosé.
Is she that dumb?
Look,
or do they call it that in the UK? I want to know.
Look, I feel like what I know a little bit, and I could be wrong, come at us UK sissies. There's small but mighty of you. Newcastle is like the country.
It is. Well, it's north.
It's very north. It's not. So, like, I don't think she's had, come at me, maybe this is offensive. I don't think she's had a lot of culture.
And maybe she says, maybe that is the way they say, instead of rosé, they say rose wine.
Possibly.
That's what I kind of, I was confused.
So he's like, do you like, she's like, yeah, maybe with some Sprite.
So of course, y'all, she hates the food because her palate is that
It's
of
trash.
a 12-year-old. And then she just kind of jumps. He's like, she says, he kind of says, "How are things?" And she's like, "Oh, just working all the time for the visa." And he says, "But when you get to England, you'll work and pay me back." And he went,
Huh?
"What?" He's like, "But why should?" She's like, "Why should I pay for everything?" He's like, "But my money will be your money," which is a really great scammer line.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's
This
like,
guy's an
"But
artist.
don't you think I should get something for working my butt off?" And she said, "Why should I work hard to pay for your visa? Because you want to come to my country." And he went, "Because you love me?" And I went, "That's the right answer."
That's the right answer.
Y'all, this is ridiculous.
It is.
This is that commercial where someone says, "Oh, I made my Facebook wall," and the one has pictures on an actual wall, and the woman says, "That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works." This is ridiculous.
She's a monster.
Well, the problem here is she's seeing everything as being transactional, including love from him.
She sees it as transactional, but she wants him to treat her not in a transactional way.
Exactly.
But she's allowing her to be transactional towards him. It's a one-way street.
And she says, she's like, "I have to tell you, everyone at home thinks that you're just coming over here to get a visa." And she's like, "Why do you want to come to England anyway?" And he's like, "It's better than Turkey."
And she said, well, everyone in Turkey said, "Why choose her?" But I did not listen to them because I love you. And this guy is smooth.
Oh.
So smooth.
And y'all.
And she can't eat a chicken wing because it has bones in it.
So later on, she's putting on the makeup and waiting on him to finish work. And she's like, "Well, the worst thing he could do would be on his phone with his friends the whole time." And he gets home, kisses her. And she's like, "Makeup." And
they go out and have a great time. They're dancing, they're drinking.
They're dancing. And then
wait.
At the end of the night, she gets on the phone to her friend, which is exactly what she told him not to do. He's like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, and then she's drunk, by the way. So it's not.
She is three
So
sheets.
it's not. And he's like, "You're so needy. It was 5 minutes of the whole day."
And she's rolling her eyes at him.
And he's like, "You said give you attention. I'm going to give you attention."
And she's like, "Stop trying to control the night. Just shut up then." And he's like, "You are only mine. That's the point. And why are you talking
You're
to them?"
romantic. He's like, "You just kill it." Ollie is my favorite cast member on the season.
Sam just said, "I gotta leave. I'm gonna piss my pants."
I thoroughly enjoy Ollie's facial expressions, his chevron eyebrows, everything about him. I thoroughly enjoy him.
I agree. All right. Do you want to talk about John and Sprite or new couple next?
John and Sprite isn't a lot, so let's do new couple and end with John and Sprite.
Okay. Perf.
Tony, who's 45,
and Nui, who's 41. Do I smell homosexual?
I wrote there may be some repressed vibes here.
Y'all, it all lines up. Military.
Well, the funniest thing is, as soon as we saw him, I clocked it as ex-military right away. There was something about him.
But I'm sorry, you said Tony 45, Nui's 41.
Nui's 41, which y'all much older.
Yeah.
Of a difference.
Doesn't look 41.
Much closer of an age difference than we usually see with a white man Thai woman.
Yep. She does not look 41, and she does not look like any of her pictures. I just want to say that. When he showed pictures and then we met her, I went, "Who's that?"
I went, okay.
Y'all, Tony, he's originally from Newcastle, same as Sam, but he lives in London.
No, the opposite. He is originally from London and lives in Newcastle.
I thought he was, raised in Newcastle, but now lives in London.
He does not speak Newcastle.
Oh, okay. So from London, lives in Newcastle now. Okay, got it.
So he's like, I'm a security contestant, looked out to VIPs, Liv Tyler, Tom Cruise, Kate Moss, all that. And y'all, this is also someone who wants to be famous.
100%. He wants to be so famous. He says, I'm all about appearance. And I like walking in a room and everyone noticing you. I'm a perfectionist. We see his home. His home is stunning. It is beautifully decorated.
Yeah.
It is clean to the nth degree.
I think you're right. There's a little repressed gay vibes going on.
I think someone at least likes a pinky in the butt.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
I wrote also, what an arrogant asshole. Because he keeps talking about himself.
He really loves himself. And we can tell this by we can tell this. I was kind of had feelings about it. But then when we saw the interaction with his sister and I went, oh, you never see this person.
Yep.
You have no relationship with her.
What?
She's paid to be on the show.
You know what this is? This is Richard from the previous season without a sense of humor.
With chest muscles.
Yeah.
Does Tony have a nice dick?
No.
Does he know how to use it?
No.
Okay.
Maybe with boys. He's like, due to many long hours working away, I've had many failed relationships. But I have a new love in my life, so he's getting Botox. He met Nui on a holiday in Thailand. The way he describes her is very interesting.
By the way, did you notice the music when they show pictures of Nui? It was like, bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
It was this vamp horn music.
It was weird.
It's weird.
Their music supervision is just always a little
extra.
It's extravagant.
It's extravagant. That's the right word for it.
And he says, she's physically perfect, like a blow-up doll. Great body, like a blow-up doll. Great skin, and she's my dream girl.
Boys will make you happy, 'cause you're homosexual dream girls.
So he calls her. He's like, you look amazing. It does seem like he's focused on a lot of her appearance.
Yes.
He goes to Thailand every chance he gets. And he does say, do you need money for anything? She's like, tomorrow I'm doing my teeth. I assume she's getting her braces, something with her braces.
Maybe. He sends money for her to get her nails done.
And the way he says, I'll send you some money and we'll get your nails done too. Like she's his.
Like he wants her nails
Cupid
done.
doll. Yeah, it's weird. And we meet the sister, Lisa. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing I want to say. He says, I'm the luckiest man in the world to have a girlfriend like you because she tells me I'm handsome all the time. And I love that. And on our first date, she said, have we met before? Does he not understand the ridiculousness of that pickup line?
What do you mean? People use that as a pickup line?
Yeah. I've used it.
But guys have told me they met before, and I thought we met before.
Nope. You're a simp.
So they haven't met me?
Nope. That's supposed to make you feel special.
And I did.
Yeah,
and I
it was
gave
all
them
a
my
con.
flower.
No, that's not what they wanted. They wanted your wallet. That came later too, I'm sure.
Because I just think I've talked to them before and I don't remember because my memory's so bad.
No, they are just trying to. That's a line. That's a line.
Yike.
Anyway, Lisa. You're exactly right. I don't think Lisa and Tony are very close.
No, she says she doesn't get to see her brother a lot. You can tell she doesn't know anything about his life. You know when you just the comfortability of two people and they're not around each other a lot and you can see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we do find out.
He called her because he's on the show.
He's seen Nui 4 times, but for only about a month total. And the big news here, y'all, is she's been married before and has 2 children.
But he says she's independent and has her own job. Yes, he's helping her out with money, but she's independent and has her own job.
I don't see how the two of those actually go together.
That doesn't feel...
Yeah. Anyway, y'all, the sister says, but you're a bachelor party boy. You've gone from one extreme to the other. And The sister does make this all about her, but I think she's just happy to be on television.
I think he's happy to be. I don't even know if he really feels his feelings for her. He just wants to be on TV.
Yeah, there's a lot of falseness here.
I will say, this whole storyline just felt so produced.
Yeah,
to me.
So he says, if I'm going to make a go of this relationship, I need to spend a lot of time in Thailand and potentially move there. She's like, have you thought about it? It's Thailand. And what made me want to say is, with lots of poor people. Like, that's what she was thinking.
He is not going to move to Thailand. Y'all, this guy, his career being with celebrities, this means everything. He is not moving to Thailand.
Absolutely not. And what's going to happen?
And he said, well, it might not work if you're part. What? I'm sorry, producer. What was that line? You might not. Okay, got it. You might not work if you're not supporting me. That he doesn't give a shit if his sister supports him or not.
No. Anyway, he's like, I was in the Royal Marines for 7.5 years. Ex-military. We have high standards. We're high maintenance. He's meeting Dan.
Got paid to be here. Hasn't seen this guy's
and then he's like,
either.
how long have we known each other? He's like, Dan, it's weird how Dan isn't even really almost willing to participate in the conversation.
Barely.
And like, he's on television. He's like, how long have we known each other? He's like, well, you disappeared. I barely know you, man.
That's what he said, basically.
And he was like, well, I went to Thailand and I fell in love with a girl. And Dan goes, here we go.
Here we go.
He's like, you've known
he said, I fell in love with a Thai girl. Yeah.
It's like, you've known all my previous relationships. He's like, yeah, a bit messy. He's like, but the first place I would go to was you and your mom's.
So apparently he went and stayed with him and his mom when he was heartbroken one time.
And he says, this one's different. I'm going to propose to her. And
he said, I'm going to bring her to the UK. So now it seems like time has passed, because with his sister, he said, I might have to move to Thailand.
Yeah.
With this, he said, I'm bringing her to the UK in July to see if she likes it.
Right. So the next thing that happens is the guy, he's like, this one guy I served with, he fell in love with a Thai girl, moved there, built her a house, supported her financially. Always had a thing for him, that man. I fancied him. And that Thai woman took him away from me.
Took her away from him.
But once the house was built, everything was changing. He had to go back to the UK with not a pot to piss in.
And he had the smoothest butthole. Just could slide right in.
Nui, 41 from Phuket, Thailand. She's a kickboxer.
I kind of love her.
I like her.
She's
does Muay Thai.
Muay Thai and which I guess
Muay Thai.
I guess it started in Thailand.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
You just thought that.
Realize it's Thai in the thing.
You never saw Kickboxer with Van Damme? He went to Thailand.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I remember that. That
it was a hot movie.
I remember because is that the movie where he did the splits in the air?
Yes.
My choir director's wife loved Jean-Claude Van Damme. Process that.
Wow.
Why she did.
Wow.
I think there was yearnings that
There's a story there. Anyway, Mom is saying he's a foreigner and you can't trust those fuckers. I have all this.
Oh, okay. So let me see if I'm right. So the translation, what I got from this scene was, you're going to meet an American man who's going to take advantage of you and take you away. I'm sorry, a British man who's going to take you away, trap you. You won't have any autonomy, and he won't take care of you. Well, okay, what was it?
It was. She's like, Mom said, "Are you sure he's just not for the holiday here for the holiday?"
Oh, a bang trip.
No, it's a lot more cynical than you're thinking. And Mom says, you know what? What if he's got a family back home? And then she's like, just make sure he takes care of your kids. That's all I want.
Oh, good for Mom.
And she also says, anyone can say I love you. It's all about actions.
Ooh.
Oh, there were some great quotes from
Mom. I
love
this Mom.
Yep. And she also says, don't lie to my child.
Well, this Mom's a bitch. I love her.
She was fierce.
I literally just wrote, I don't know what they're saying for the whole thing.
John and Sprite.
This changed.
It did.
What are you thinking?
What this tells me is this relationship, John is acting like he has been the victim of Sprite's aloofness. But John has actually is acting like he has no part in it. And he's acting like he's the one who's just trying to make things better for Sprite.
When in actuality, he's an aching ball of need and can't stand to be alone and is cheating on Sprite because he can't stand to sleep in his bed at night.
Yes.
By himself.
Y'all, John is my least favorite person on this season. Because it's embarrassing to watch him for me.
It's probably more common than I think people think of people that can make themselves out to be the victim.
Yeah.
And he does make Sprite be the heavy for all this. Like
yes!
He's the one shouldering.
It drives me crazy. And like telling his sister about this, knowing his sister's going to bring it up regardless. And I thought Sprite had a really authentic reaction.
Yeah, because I know, y'all, if I tell Poodle something about somebody I'm dating and then I go to dinner,
bring it up.
Poodle's going to bring it up.
So they're meeting the sister for dinner, which I'm sure is a Thai restaurant or
Possibly.
some type of like Asian restaurant. Because y'all, like, he's obsessed with everything Asian.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah, I bet you he's that other boyfriend.
100%. 100%. Anyway.
He's like gay Jamie.
In a way, though, I understand gay Jamie, and John is trying to act like he's normal.
Straight Jamie.
Yeah.
He's gay. Yeah, no.
So, she's like, how are you finding it here? He's like, well, Sprite's like, we got a lot of issues. And he's like, I live in the middle of nowhere. Look at this.
He does say that.
And so she immediately brings up, what about the other boy that I saw with a photo of you at the hotel? Now, I have to ask you, I was shocked about this. I didn't know they were talking about that. First of all, Sprite hooked up with someone in a hotel.
So no, this is what Sprite said. He said he caught me one time because of a picture. He said, but then I regretted it and I promised I'd never do it again. And Sprite says that he said, he basically, to me, what I understood, Sprite was saying he went to the room, he was going to fuck around with the guy, but then he felt bad. I don't believe that.
So why, what I don't understand is why was there evidence? Why was there a picture?
Because he, I guess, took a picture of his phone and John went through his phone and saw it.
But you don't do that. If you're going to cheat, you destroy all the evidence.
That's fair.
This is Olga Poodleskaya 101.
He did not do this like Amar. That is for damn sure.
Y'all, if you're going to cheat, destroy everything. Think 3 steps ahead.
I could cheat on you 5 times over and you'd never know.
You talking to me?
No, I mean somebody in life. I'm not fucking you. I'm not cheating. What? How would I cheat on you? Doing another podcast with someone?
I
don't want to do that.
I thought you were talking to me, and I was like, no, I'd find out.
No, you wouldn't. I'm telling you, I wouldn't. Because honestly, and I don't love this about myself, I can lie a lot better than you can. But I don't lie.
You're not really good ethically.
I'm not, you know what, maybe I'm a horrible person.
Anyway, so Sprite.
But no, I was going to say, do you believe that any gay man went to a hotel room with another gay man and did not have sex with them?
No.
Thank you.
You're already at the hotel.
You've done all the hard work.
Exactly.
It is.
Now it's just the fun stuff.
It is impossible. You guys, if you're in the room, you're going to suck that dick.
Yeah. You got to suck that dick. That dick's like a magnet. You're going to suck that dick and you're going to sit on it.
You're going to...
If I can't sell it, I'm going to sit on it.
I'm going to sit on it.
So, and then Sprite's like, well, if we're telling tales, to the sister, actually, he did it too. I saw him on the apps. And y'all, this is chaos.
What? And John's like, yeah, but no, but yeah, but.
And this is what's interesting. This is when he's like, and John's like, well, that was when we were first started dating. And Sprite goes, no, you think I'm stupid. You're a stupid liar. And
apparently Sprite has bottled this up, and John didn't even know that Sprite knew that he knew that he knew.
Later on, knew that he knew that he knew that he knew.
Yeah.
Later on, she's like, how many times have I caught you? He's like, yeah, I know. That's why I stopped using them, Sprite.
John is a perpetual cheater. John will cheat on him over and over
because
and
he's
over.
An aching ball of need.
Yep. He needs a constant validation, and one person will never give him enough validation. But he's romanticized relationships to Disney fairy tales that one person should be enough, when actuality, John is someone who should always be in an open and or polyamorous relationship.
Yes. And John says, I don't know. I don't know if he trusts me 100% anymore. No. And anyway, then John's like, I need to tell Sprite the truth about the apps. And they're sleeping underneath that collage of pictures, which still makes me want to rip it down.
And John's like, they're not talking. And John says, you know, the last time you were here, I downloaded out of boredom, but I wasn't using it.
Liar.
Which to me,
that
could be emotional. That's emotional cheating. To me, that's worse than just sucking a dick.
Liar, because when you just to make an excuse. But the worst thing about this is he's minimizing it and trying to make Sprite think he's crazy.
True. And Sprite says he caught him 4 times.
He's like, no, I catches him right there. He's like, no, I caught you 4 times and I talked to you about it twice. And then I found it again. And Sprite just goes,
you promised you would stop and you didn't.
This is your nature. I feel like if you can do it, I can do it. And you know what? I could not do it with that hotel guy. We don't think that's true.
Lie.
And then John is like getting like weepy and like trying to kiss him. Y'all, I can't stand this guy. And he kisses Sprite and says, your lips are so dry.
It's not romantic.
Team Sprite all the fucking way.
I am too, actually. I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John gets on my very last nerve.
We should probably go. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to get drunk, so this is good.
Great.
Let's go to dinner, bitch. All right, everybody. That's the show.
That's the show.
That's 90 Day UK. This is dropping this week. Actually, for once, kind of around when. Yeah.
Or tomorrow.
So ATL, we still have tickets for our Atlanta. I don't know if we have VIPs left. We might have some.
Not a lot.
Not a lot, though. But come to our Atlanta show, and then if you can't come to that, then that's crazy. We're going to be in Charlotte. I'm excited. I kind of wish I would. We're leaving the next day. I kind of now wish we would have stayed, or I would have stayed a day or two.
It's cool.
But it's fine. I got to come back because then we're going to be going up to the Northwest. So
yep, we need the time.
Ooh, can we go see strippers in Portland? They're naked. They don't wear clothes.
We're not going to have time.
I'm glad you ruined all the fun time.
Sorry.
All right, everybody.
Talk to our booker.
Go to our Instagram or our TikTok.
We're back on TikTok. Reality Gaze Pod.
Instagram
on TikTok.
and TikTok are wait, no.
No, Reality Gaze Pod is Twitter. Am I going to have to remind you this every single time?
For a while, for at least 4 months.
Okay.
Instagram's Reality Gaze Podcast. Twitter and TikTok are Reality Gaze Pod.
Yes.
Find us there. You can find our link tree there. Get tickets to our show. We'd love to see y'all. I just want to remind y'all, so many sissies have told us either at the VIP or have sent us a message that came to our show by themselves and end up saying, when you go to a Reality Gaze show, you never meet a stranger.
I think that's true.
That is so. So I just want to say to
I'm
some
going to
of
be
you
the only
out there,
stranger you meet.
Pretty much, yeah. Even if you don't do VIP, but you can get the solo sissy stickers that we put at the merch table for free. If you come to our show and you're worried about coming by yourself, I promise you, within 10 minutes, you will find someone to talk to, find a friend, and you won't. So if going alone is preventing you from coming to our shows, let that go and just come and have fun with us.
I agree. Come have fun.
I just wanted to say that because we've had a lot of response to that lately. All right. Poodle's got to get another martini and get some dinner in her. We'll see you on the road. All right, everybody. We call these lads and lasses lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts from across the pond looking for love in all the wrong places, Poons?
Yes. And if you love someone, if you need to jealous them, you can call us.
Give us a ring.
Give us a ring.